Ladies and gentlemen, happy holidays. I hope everyone has had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Looking to have a very Merry Christmas and absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, I hope everyone's having a great New Year as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, Just My Thoughts. I am your host, Eric Daniel Coughlin, and we are primarily on the last month of football. Everybody should have 4 games left. Um, that being said, so that it's the time of the year where I finally give you guys my playoff predictions. Although it should already pretty much be mapped out, you never can tell. Like I said, this is the last month of the football league season, last month of the football season in the NFL, and also like as dominant as teams have been all year long, now things are starting to slow down for the dominant ones and starting to pick up for the ones that have been trailing behind. So you never can tell how the playoff picture will result at the end. I mean, this is going to quite possibly go all the way down to the wire to the very last game for some teams. And so let's get into that main agenda on the thought tracker today. Outside of wishing everybody happy holidays, is to boil up my NFL 2023 season playoff picture, and we're going to begin things in the NFC. So, how I see this, falling in, all division winners go into the playoffs. Everybody knows that. So, let's just call out division winners: NFC East, Eagles; NFC West, 49ers; NFC North, Lions; NFC South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So those are the 4 teams I'm picking to win their divisions, obviously. And like I said, that may already be mapped out outside of the Buccaneers have to win out. And for whatever reasons, Detroit better hope they win out as well. If they don't, they're going to be in trouble. So the 3 wildcard teams, this is where it could change, and this is where I could be dead on the money or dead set wrong. So I'm taking Dallas Cowboys as a playoff team. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks as a playoff team. And I'm taking the Chicago Bears as a playoff team with the only hopes that 9-8 gets us in. I don't know how that works out. I do know this. I do know that, 10-6 used to do it back in the day. But if 10-6 is now going to be the 9-8 spot, like meaning if 9-7, if the new 9-7 is now 9-8, the Bears may stand a chance. In my lifetime, I'm 35 years old. I have seen a team go 9-7 and move on to the Super Bowl twice. In my life, I've seen that. Happened to be the same team both times. Happened to be the New York Giants. In case you guys are wondering what the fuck I was talking about, the New York Giants have not only won their division, also went to the Super Bowl with a 9-7 record twice in my lifetime. And I may be wrong about this, but I want to just go on and extend something just as equally incredible. In my life, I have seen an 8-8 team in the Seattle Seahawks make it, win their division at 8-8 and make it to the playoffs. I have also seen the same thing out of the Pittsburgh Steelers making wild card at 8-8 and upsetting and winning a playoff game, even though they barely made it into the wild card. They went out and they won a playoff game the very next game after. Like again, 8-8 records. So if that is, I don't know how solid 9 wins are, but I'm picking the Bears to have all 9 wins, and I'm picking the Bears at that seventh seed spot. So that again, for the NFC playoff picture, I'm taking the 49ers, the Lions, the Seattle Seahawks, the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Chicago Bears, and did I lay off a team? Oh, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I did lay off a team. And how I see that breaking down is first seed gets the bye, so second seed takes seventh seed. So that would be the Bears versus the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. It'll be a 2018 rematch. Who you think I got? I got the Bears. After all the scrutiny of firing the coaches suck. All the influences of what we had to do. We had to get rid of Claypool. We had to fire offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, offensive running back coach, and defensive coordinator. We've had to do a lot of things, and I still think we sneak into the playoffs while no one's paying attention, and then we bury a playoff win. And then everyone's going to be paying attention. So I'm taking the Bears over the Eagles in the first round. That would also leave for the Dallas Cowboys to be matched up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to go on and give Dallas a victory in the playoffs. Good job, Dallas. And then that would also leave the Lions versus the Seahawks. And this is where things get interesting because I think I'm going to take the Seahawks over the Lions. DK Metcalf, Geno Smith, those guys are doing great. Their defense is playing like they've never played before. This may be the most impressive defense they've had since, the days of Richard Sherman and Legion of Boom. Like it's been a while since those guys have been good defensively. Now they are good defensively. I think they shock everybody. Plus, like I said, I think Detroit got exposed by us the first time we played them, and we fucked around and let them win. And then, ironically, right after us, Green Bay kicks their ass on Thanksgiving. Good job, Green Bay. And then we turn around and kick their ass again this past weekend. Great job, Bears. So I think they're already exposed, and I think that Seattle's going to be just strong enough to really expose them and kick their damn ass. And then moving forward, this is how it would work out then, right? So then it would be round two matchup, Seattle Seahawks versus San Francisco 49ers. Go 49ers. Even though that's a division game, that would be the third time they would play each other in 1 year. A survey says it's hard to beat a team three times, but a survey also says it's almost impossible to stop 49ers. So 49ers over Seattle Seahawks. And then the matchup of all matchups, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Chicago Bears. I'm taking the Bears, which means I'm taking an NFC Championship matchup would be the San Francisco 49ers versus the Chicago Bears 2023 NFC Championship game. Bears versus 49ers. I'm picking the 49ers to win 42-24 and kick on our ass, but that would be the perfect way to end our season after everything we've been through. We've had over 13 injuries offensively and defensively this year. We've had to fire a defensive coordinator. We've had to fire a offensive running back coach. We had to trade Chase Claypool. We've had to deal with the entire world saying, fire Matt Eberflus. Get rid of Luke Getsy. He can't play call. Trade Justin Fields. Just rebuild the whole organization. We've been through all of that. And I still see us going into the NFC Championship this year. How you doing? Now, that being said, let's switch things over to the AFC side of the ball. So the way I see the way I see the AFC playing out would be as simple as this. I would take Baltimore Ravens win in the North. Too many things have happened to too many things have happened to the Cincinnati Bengals for them to remain strong. Oh. Sorry about that for a second. I had to step away. It is what it is. But I'm going to keep things rolling. My great niece just came over here. Yes, I'm 35 and I have a great niece. Just deal with it. I also have a great nephew. Um, it's freaking wild, but I live a wild Mississippi life. You just don't understand the South unless you live in the South. How you doing? All right. So that being said, so I'm taking leaders AFC side. We're taking Baltimore Ravens to win the North. Cincinnati had too many injuries. Okay, got past that. In the West, we're taking the Kansas City Chiefs, even though it doesn't even make sense that the Chiefs are in the West. But it is what it is. I'm taking the Chiefs to win the West. In the East, I obviously am forced to take the Miami Dolphins. And I don't even really want to talk about it. I'm just going to sum it up that they're going to win their division. And then in the South, this is where things get funny, right? Because Jacksonville Jaguars are currently in the first place, only by a game. And all year I predicted that they would win their division, even though at the beginning of the season I said it belonged to Tennessee. But Jacksonville has an opportunity to steal it. That's been foresighted to be true. But here's the shocker. I'm going to take the Jaguars to win that division. I'm going to say everyone plays out strong. So then that leaves the three teams that are not going to be division leaders making the wild card spots. The number one team making the wild card spot, to me, the most impressive team in all of football this year, the most unawarmed team, like no one really could see them, like there was no radar on them. Anyway, Indianapolis Colts. I see the Indianapolis Colts being probably finishing as the fifth seed, maybe even steal their division. Listen, if Jacksonville slips 2 games and Indianapolis doesn't, Indianapolis takes that division. So just that division's still up for grabs. I'm still taking the Colts as a playoff team. Then, as I've been saying all year, I'm going to hold true to my words that I've been claiming. I'm still taking Cleveland Browns to be a playoff team. And I'm still taking the Pittsburgh Steelers to be a playoff team, which means I'm picking 3 teams on the AFC North to go to the playoffs. Now, not quite the teams that I had earlier in my, earlier in the months of the show. I had predicted it to be Cincinnati, and Cincinnati being the baddest team on earth. That's what I claimed. I thought they'd have a 14-2, 14-3 season. I thought they would be unstoppable. But Joe's been hurt. They come into the league hurt, and then he ended up getting hurt again. So I was wrong. However, I was right about that whole entire division being strong. I was right about that. How you doing? So that's how we see things breaking down. So the first seed, who am I going to pick to win the AFC? Who's going to be the number one AFC team? The Baltimore Ravens. That's who I'm taking to pick. I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens to win the AFC. So second place would be like Miami versus their first playoff game. It might be Miami versus Cleveland, and I'm going to take Cleveland, which means the other matchup would be Jacksonville versus maybe Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Jacksonville, which means the other matchup would be, Kansas City versus the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm going to have to take Kansas City, even though I do like the Colts. We're going to get into that a little bit. We're going to break down who I felt like is the most depressing team, who's the most impressive team, who completely caught me out of guard and just wowed me this season. We're going to get into all of that. But to break down the rest of the AFC, I think it boils down to the Chiefs versus the Ravens in the AFC Championship game, and I'm going to pick the Baltimore Ravens to win it, which means I think it's going to be a rematch of the Super Bowl. Remember years ago, I think it was 2012, 2013, they call it the Harbaugh Bowl. It was the 49ers versus the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to see that all over again. That's the rematch I'm reclaiming. I'm reclaiming it to be the 49ers versus the Baltimore Ravens in a shocking 38-31 San Francisco 49ers. Reigning and not reigning and defending, but MVP awarded to Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to be the league MVP, and if he's not, I think the NFL is rigged. I do think, when you look at a football player, you judge a football player for who he is and what he does. I think Christian McCaffrey is the number one guy in the NFL. Whether you want him to be a receiver, whether you want him to be a running back, whether you want him to be a wildcat quarterback, C-Mac can do it all. I think he's the greatest player in the NFL. So I think he'll be MVP, which it'll probably go to Brock Purdy, right? They're going to make this huge case about Mr. Irrelevant, and that'd be fine too. I don't care. I'm just for claiming who I think the baddest dude on the planet is. That's C-Mac. Most impressive player in the NFL. This year for me, it's been Gardner Minshew. So this guy coming to the league at 31 years old. He's been in the league. I think they said he's been in the league. This is year 7, year 8 for him, and he's never been a starting quarterback in the NFL ever. Around 6 to 8 years, he's been floating around as a backup quarterback. Going in there with Indianapolis, who drafted a first-round quarterback, Anthony Richards. Started the season with a rookie, Anthony Richards. Played the first month and a game, so 5 games, first 5 games with a rookie. So all roads point to Anthony Richardson and a rebuild in Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson then, breaks his collarbone, has to have surgery, collarbone surgery, has to get all that patched up, misses the rest of the year. They go into their backup situation with I think they were at this time, 2-3, 2-4. And now they are 7-5. So since Gardner Minshew has taken over, he's only lost 1 game since he's taken over. He's been playing phenomenal football. He's incredible. To me, He's everything Brett Favre used to be, right? So if you watch video on Brett Favre, and then you watch video on Gardner Minshew, and then you do a share screen and you watch both of them at the same time, simultaneously, kind of like, mapping each other out. I do believe you'll find yourself the same exact way I found myself. I think they're exactly the same guy, with one attitude. They don't care how pretty it looks. They just want to win. It can look ugly. It can look great. It can do it all in one game. Good, bad, ugly, and how you doing? Hail Mary, Jesus Christ. We just won another football game. Brett Favre style. Gardner Minshew's the real deal. If the Indianapolis Colts don't re-sign him to a lengthy contract, I do want to say, like, teams that absolutely don't know what they're doing at that position, who need someone who can flat out play, I think they need to be giving this guy a call. There's several teams, right? You can think about the Atlanta Falcons. They could definitely use a guy like Gardner Minshew, right? You can take a shot at Cleveland Browns, even though Deshaun Watson's supposed to be their guy. What if he's not the guy? They struggled all year. We got them this weekend. We don't even know who's going to play quarterback. It could be Joe Flacco. It could be PJ Walker. No one knows. So, but they did pay a lot of money for Watson, so that's not going to happen. But I mean, just saying, they're not the only people that need to figure something out at the quarterback position either. Like, how about Arizona Cardinals? How about, this is going to sound ridiculous because of Matthew Stafford, but how about the Rams? How about a team that needs a guy that can go 6 more years? Gardner Minshew could do that. And it looks like he's shown the whole world he can do it at a very reliable clip. Like I said, it doesn't have to look pretty. You just have to win. That's Gardner Minshew's been the most impressive player in my opinion, all football, all year long, all season long. Gardner Minshew showed me he's the real deal. I like him. Another guy showed me he's the real deal. Another guy, I like him. How about Sam Howell? The Commanders come into this season with high expectations of absolutely thinking they're going to play dominant defense and have fast wide receivers and just take a no-name quarterback and just light it up and have a really good year. Problem is their division itself is very talented. The Dallas Cowboys are hot this year. The Eagles have been built for like the last half decade, 5 years they've been stout. So, and then you have to factor in, outside of the Eagles and the Cowboys, you also have to factor in, who is it? It's New York Giants, who somehow always find a way to win half their games, no matter what. They're a 50-50 ball game, almost their entire existence of football, like that's what they do. So their hopes have been high, and it fell short. They've had to trade their big name defensive players, Montez Sweat, Chicago, thank you. Chase Young to San Francisco, they're saying thank you. But they've managed to keep, that speed on the outside. They got Terry McLaurin, they still got Sam Howell, who's been throwing the rock all over the fucking field. They may not look like much now. They may only finish the season with 6 wins. But if they build around, get him a little bit of an offensive line, find him a running back, and get him a tight end, which they have Logan Thomas. Actually, they kind of already got a tight end. I'm going to say this time next year, you might want to take Washington Commanders a little bit more serious. Again, they're playing a great division, but again, they've got a pretty solid quarterback, Sam Howell, on my league's most impressive players list. Good job. I'm going to give you guys 5 of them. That's 2, and they both been quarterbacks, Gardner Minshew and Sam Howell, which means what? I'm probably giving you 3 more quarterbacks. What? I said I'm probably giving you guys 3 more quarterbacks. I'll tell you another guy has been super fucking impressive. How about CJ Stroud? He wasn't even the number 1 pick. Ain't that crazy? So this dude's been with yards, he's competing with the league's best. So he's already up there. He's in the maybe the 3rd in yards. In percentage, he's in the top 5. In touchdowns, I think he's leading the league in touchdowns. I could be wrong about that. He's definitely going to win Rookie of the Year. Hands down, he's going to win Rookie of the Year. But I think he's much better than that. Not only is he going to win Rookie of the Year, they need to talk about, not that he could win the MVP or anything like that, but maybe he should. If there's been one guy to take a team that's not supposed to win a lot of games and win a lot of games with him, it's definitely CJ Stroud, and it's definitely the Houston Texans. And that whole division next year is going to be on fire because I expect the Jacksonville Jaguars to stay the same, maybe get a little bit more help now that people are starting to put them on the map and they're starting to win games and they're starting to want to own that division. People are going to be attracted to it because it's Florida. So, that being said, Indianapolis doing their thing. They own. I mean, over the years of my life of 35 years, it's pretty much always been Indianapolis's division. So that's a thing to keep an eye on. And now you got this Houston Texans team who's got a handful of rookies and a handful of veterans, and these guys are all in their prime, all at the same damn time, and they're pissing excellence. Um, at the beginning of the season, I said this was going to be the dog trash worst division in the NFL. I was wrong, and I'm sorry, and I apologize to all of four of you teams outside of Tennessee, like who actually I thought I picked Tennessee to win the division. I actually thought Tennessee was a half-ass strong team, regardless of their division, and they've played the worst and been the least and most impressive team. Period. The fucking Atlanta Falcons have been more impressive than the Tennessee Titans, and that hurts my feelings because I would go Titans over Falcons all day, every day, and they haven't shown me why this year, so that depresses me a little bit. Back to people on fire. I've given you three of them. They've all been quarterbacks. If you've been paying attention, number one was Gardner Minshew. Number two, Samuel Howell. Number three has been C.J. Stroud. Number four, Tyson Bagent. How did you not know I was going to talk about this guy? First of all, in preseason, he looked like he was the most. He looked like he was the most legit quarterback on the team. But of course, they weren't going to give him Justin Fields' job. Of course, they're not giving anybody Justin Fields' job. That's going to be Justin Fields' job. We're just stuck in the Justin era. But anyway, so he plays 4 games, right? Actually, he plays 5. He starts 4. Of the 4 that he started, he won 2, lost 2. 2 that he lost, he practically got cheated out of the fucking San Diego game. Shouldn't even count on anybody's record. The whole damn team took that loss as we took that loss. We got cheated in that game. And then the other game that he lost, he played against. I think he played against Minnesota, which he came in against Minnesota, but I think he played against Minnesota. Who was it? Or New Orleans. He played against New Orleans. That's who it was. And he lost against New Orleans. So he went anyway. So neither which way. Tyson Bagent went 2-2 as a starter. So that's great. Why? Because, Justin Fields had up to that point had won 5 total games his entire career in a 2.5 season. He's won 5, and Tyson won 2 right off the bat. Bah, bah, bah. So that's great. So he was impressive. Love Tyson Bagent. And number 5, as far as impressive young quarterbacks that just took me by shock this year, I'd have to say, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a rookie, because first of all, Gardner Minshew, like I said, 6 to 8 years vet, great job. But the rest of them rookies: Sam Howell, Tyson Bagent, C.J. Stroud, great looking guys. These guys look like they're going to have great, fabulous years and careers. And no matter where Tyson goes, I'm going to follow him. Just throwing that out there. I hope he stays in Chicago because it's always great to have 2 good quarterbacks, right? Like I told you guys in previous episode, in my life, I've never seen us have capable quarterbacks. Now, good quarterback, yeah, I love Jay Cutler. I loved Kyle Orton. At times, Rex Grossman looked like he was the scariest man in the NFL. At times. So we've had some guys that I absolutely loved. Like I said, I loved Cutler, and I did love Orton at the same time. So we've had some good quarterbacks, but never 2 on the team at the same time. So it would be extremely smart for the Bears to just extend him, keep him around. Don't let nobody. You don't let a good quarterback that can go out there and kick anybody's ass walk out the building, because then how we're gonna have to play him one day. You know what I mean? So fuck that. You just sign the kid. All right, 5th player. How about not a quarterback? Can I do that? I don't know. No, I can't do that. Actually, I probably can't. I'd like to say Sam Laporta. I hate to admit that, but Detroit Lions tight end, rookie tight end. Actually, we're just going to go with it. One of the most impressive guys because again, he's a rookie. He come in, he's second. He might even be leading that team in receptions, or might be second in receptions on that team with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Are you kidding me? So he gets almost nearly as targeted as much as Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dude's phenomenal. He can catch, he can run you over. Very athletic, very strong, very big guy, very just a reliable target for Jared Goff. I hate to see the direction that Detroit's building into because they're building into something nice. I'm supposed to respect it, but I don't respect it. Like that's at the end of the day, that's my division. I want to go undefeated in that division all the time. I want to wear those asses out. But I cannot deny that they are picking up great players. Amon-Ra St. Brown, phenomenal. Sam Laporta, fucking phenomenal. Their defense, Adrian Hutchinson, fucking phenomenal. Brian Branch, their damn rookie safety, phenomenal. Jared Goff, reliable, very reliable. So, ladies and gentlemen, that makes me disgusted every time I talk about it. But the Detroit Lions, which I told you guys, are a team you can't sleep on. But they are also a team I'm predicting to lose in the first round of the playoffs. How you doing? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for us today. Again, I want to wish all you guys happy holidays. If you like what you heard and you enjoyed what you see, always feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're feeling generous, always feel free to cash at me, Erick Daniel Coughlin, hashtag Coughlin Pride. Have a very Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful, safe, happy New Year, and have a great day.